Hello and welcome back to the channel and to episode 20 of your fortnightly Newcastle upon Tyne construction and restoration update video. Coming up in this week's episode, we'll be visiting all the usual sites including Pilgrim Place and Pottery Lane among many others. I also have some news on a big development in Gateshead, so stay tuned for that. Also, look out for the quick roundup of other projects going on in the city at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Starting our little tour around the city on the West Road at the former General Hospital, which is getting turned into a health and innovation neighbourhood. The new neighbourhood will consist of buildings for Newcastle University, NHS facilities and housing. Looking from the front of the site, you can see it's mostly ground preparation work taking place in readiness for the building work to commence. Down towards the back of the site, you can see the old hospital buildings are still being demolished, so it's definitely going to be quite a long time before any sort of building work can begin around this area of the site. So it'll be quite interesting over the next few years to see how the work progresses. Down at the site of the new students' village at Castle Leazes, work to demolish the old students' accommodation is continuing, with work now started on the demolition of the remaining blocks in the middle of the site. Over the back of the site, they are still clearing the tall buildings of window frames and fixtures and fittings, mostly anything that can be recycled. Elsewhere on the site, they're still clearing the rubble of the original buildings what were demolished first. At the construction site of more students' accommodation, at the site of the former Bark and Stonehouse furniture store on Leazes Park Road, the first thing you notice, there's been a crane erected on site. You can also see the start of the concrete lift shaft starting to take shape. These contribute significantly to the building's structural strength and stability, acting as a critical component. Lift shafts, constructed with reinforced concrete, are designed to withstand the stresses and loads associated with vertical movement, including the weight of the lift and its passengers. Moving around to Strawberry Place, work at the St James's Metro Station to install the new advertisement boards is continuing, with ground preparation work still taking place, in readiness for the 6 new advertisement boards, with some of them being electronic. The new students' accommodation on St James's Boulevard is nearing completion, with work round the back of the building to install the cladding mostly complete, with just the bottom section to do. Again, around the front, the cladding has been installed all the way along the bottom, and the window a bit further up is still waiting for its little bit cladding. Plus there's a small area at the top of the site to complete also. Down at the new apartment blocks being built on Pottery Lane, work is progressing really well. As you can see, the floors are starting to really fly up, with the ones towards the back of the site at floor 5 and the ones nearer the front of the site at floor 3. So now let's head down onto Pottery Lane itself and see what progress has been made at ground level. So right outside the main structure, you can see drainage is now being fitted to the front of the building, and a bit further along you can see progress on the floors here also, with them reaching the height of floor 2. Also this week I have included some drone footage to give you an idea to actually how big the site is. So flying between the 2 main structures, the site goes all the way back to the steep inclines that lead down to the River Tyne. And looking from the back end of the site, you can see it runs all the way from the Redgate Bridge to the Kinedward Bridge, so nearly the full length of Pottery Lane. The apartments on this side are definitely going to have the best views of the Tyne and the bridges in all their glory. So news I said I'd bring you at the beginning of the video. Is work on the new arena at Gateshead about to start after years of delays? According to Gateshead Council's leader, a deal is close for them eventually signing off the work to begin. Or is this just another false start? Please let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. As you can see, since the initial work was done years ago, the land has just been left with nature taking over. Plus, it has its own lake. So hopefully work will start sometime this year. I will keep you updated. Around at the Pilgrim Place development at Collier Square, Work on the 2 lift shafts is progressing well, with one at the back at level 4 and the one at the front still making progress, with the second level now being added. Looking across the site, you can see steel reinforcement has been installed at several locations across the whole site, with more already prefabricated waiting to be put into place in the near future. Round at His Majesty's Revenue and Customs building on John Dobson Street, work to fit the frames, panels and glass is now heading right round the corner part of the building, leading onto Market Street, with frames being installed on the concrete wall round on the Pilgrim Street side of the building. Panels and glass have been fitted to where the hole was in previous weeks. At the North East Space Skills and Technology Centre on Ellison Place, work on the lift shafts is continuing, with no other progress since the video 2 weeks ago. Again, it's pretty much the same across the whole site. And now for a quick roundup of all the other projects going on in the city, starting with the second stack venue at Warsick Chambers. Work is still going on to fit out the venue, with the opening date of May this year, so I've been told. Work on the new cycle lane and pavement on Pilgrim Street is continuing after they eventually filled in the former subway at the bottom end of the street. Work on the new high-end hotel at the former fire station on Pilgrim Street is still ongoing. I have no opening date as yet. Work on the former Sports Direct store, which is getting turned up to Lloyd's Bank, should open later this year. Staying on Northumberland Street, work is still ongoing on the new pavement, which has been installed at various locations across the whole street. The old Barclays Bank on Percy Street is going to be demolished. Well, at least the blue tower behind is. The former Percy House is going to be demolished, with the old bank at the front remaining. And finally, the former Debenhams store in Ellen Square is going to become a freight island, which will serve a range of food and drink, have music and immersive entertainment, plus family-friendly events. Just before I wrap today's video up, please let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are about all the construction and restoration projects going on in the city right now. Please give the video a massive thumbs up, as it really helps my channel grow, and if you've not already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell notification when I release more videos. A massive thank you for watching. See you next time on 55 Degrees North.